think we see that corner. We see the XRP ledger as being a blockchain where those kinds of use cases can really work. And yet on the back end, there's tokens that represent ownership interest or collateralization against that are completely decentralized. So that's like, we see that now.
Despite the fact that I thought we had amazing products, it was very hard to make a massive ripple in capital markets without really having that partnership between fintech.
I think it's just a matter of time. It's inevitable. There's going to be an XRP ETF. There's going to be a Solana ETF. There's going to be a Cardano ETF.
There's two arguments, but I don't believe you've got Republicans and Democrats fighting with each other right now. I believe you have people who side with the administrative state and the central government.
That would require a major revaluation of gold. I hope it won't be an overnight reset.
You may have to go back to some kind of gold standard, gold-linked, gold-backed in some fashion.
Did you know that 80% of all U.S. dollars have been printed in the last 3 years?
When people ask me, am I pro-crypto, I say no, I'm pro-freedom.
You sometimes hear Bitcoin being referred to as digital gold. No, there is digital gold. Bitcoin is different.
Know what you hold?
Enjoy the ride, pal.
It's the XRP.
If you got a baggie, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News. Shout out to the latest up. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, smashing them likies, stuffing some baggies. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.65 trillion, down about 1.5% in the past 24. We got XRP in that number 8 spot, right around 51.5 cents. Stellar XLM right around 10.5 cents. We got BTC 67,278 ETH, right around 37 hundo. We got Flare Networks right around 0.027. Axelar $0.04, XDC 0.036. We got Songbird 0086. Stronghold 0073. We got Zahao right around 11 cents. Evernode 20 cents. We got one from Egrad Crypto to pop things off. This 45-second content will transform the financial world. Joe Katz.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The idea that institutions can build things that are very strictly, very tightly regulated, things like portfolios of traditional loans that are heavily regulated, but they can interoperate with DeFi systems. So, for example, you might have a regulated lender who issues very traditional real estate or commercial loans, and then you might have tokenization of that debt that then anyone can hold in a purely DeFi system. And I think if you look at like the way systems grow, if you look at the way the internet grew, there was government and military adoption that enabled grassroots adoption, that built the system. That synergy is what really builds something that can, be dominant, that can really grow. And I think we see that corner. We see the XRP ledger as being a blockchain where those kinds of use cases can really work.
We got one from Vet. Initially, hostility towards Ripple and their institutional approach is now a trend. Institutional and regulated asset powering the whole crypto and DeFi ecosystem already. Example, Circle and Tether with their stablecoins. Looking at the XRP Ledger DeFi roadmap we have seen yesterday with a clear emphasis on institutions with all the necessary technical amendments coming.
Yeah, I think the undeniable piece of proof is stablecoins like USDC and Tether. They are as institutional a thing as you can possibly get, and yet they are what's fueling these completely decentralized economies. I think you can't deny right now that the institutional adoption is going to enable grassroots adoption and vice versa. I think the thing that we were too early on is when we were trying to bring institutions on for their payments, they weren't going to bring their customers to blockchains, right? Like if your bank is using, let's say they're using Ripple's payment technology and they're using blockchains and they're using XRP in payments. You as a customer, it's invisible to you. They're not going to bring you into the blockchain space. Yeah. What's exciting about this second wave of sort of institutional adoption is that they're either bringing their customers directly onto the blockchain or they're enabling people to do things on the blockchain. Sure. I think you have to accept that, like, if there's going to be mass adoption, it's going to be these sort of hand in hand. Yeah. The thing that I think people were skeptical about, that I think now the evidence is undeniable, is that wouldn't mean that everything would have to be regulated. I think the thing that people didn't realize is that, like, you can have a stable coin or a loan portfolio or a tokenized security that's completely thoroughly regulated. They do KYC, AML on every single customer. And yet on the back end, there's tokens that represent ownership interest or collateralization against that are completely decentralized. So, that's like, we see that now.
On that note, all roads lead to the bridge. 707 Crypto DTCC, head of digital assets, partnering with fintech that have specialized skills. It was really hard to make a massive ripple in the capital markets without having partnerships with fintech.
SEC entered the digital assets. They've been actually working with digital assets for over 10 years. Oh, wow. Back in December, they acquired Securrency, which was a firm I was leading. And Securrency is a blockchain infrastructure company. So the objective here is I'm sure you know what DTCC does, but we actually safeguard the safety and soundness of the markets. And our aspiration here is to do what we do for traditional assets for digital assets. So provide infrastructure, provide scalability, resiliency, so we can get the whole industry working off a common platform versus the mushroom of infrastructure that we have all over the place. So that's the objective. We're also reaching to partner with fintech companies that will have very specialized skills to help complement a very deep knowledge of the markets. When I was at Securrency, I very much realized that despite the fact that I thought we had amazing products, it was very hard to make a massive ripple in capital markets without really having that partnership between fintech and the capital, where the clients that have capital.
Chad Steinberger, Brad Garland House just stated at Consensus that there will be an XRP, Solana, and Cardano ETF. It's inevitable. XRP drops. Brad Garland House explains that an XRP ETF is inevitable.
It's just inevitable to get more ETFs. It's almost like saying when you first had the introduction of the stock exchange in the 1930s, 1920s, if you only traded one stock, does that make sense? No, that doesn't make sense. Like there's going to be multiple ETFs. We now have the approved ETH ETF. I think it's just a matter of time. It's inevitable. There's going to be an XRP ETF. There's going to be a Solana ETF. There's going to be a Cardano ETF.
The best is still yet to come. Crawl, walk. Then we rock it. Tom Emmer, crypto's not bipartisan. It's nonpartisan. We need to ensure it stays that way.
First off, it ain't bipartisan. This is nonpartisan. And I hope both camps figure this out, because this can't become a us versus them issue. It has to be a we. And we've worked really hard to do this. And I know people are going to make arguments, but I don't believe you've got Republicans and Democrats fighting with each other right now. I believe you have people who side with the administrative state and the central government, and you have people who side with the individual.
We got one from SBI, XDC Network, APAC. Translation, sorry for the wait. The first joint venture project between SBI Group and XDC Network, which we'll have been working on since the end of last year, has been successfully completed with R3 Corda. Please see below for details. SBI, XDC. Shout out to J-Rod Crypto who sent me that. SBI Holdings, XDC Network, and R3 Corda successfully complete their inter-business settlement of proof of concept. Black Swan capitalists, with the dollar losing its dominance, central banks are buying gold in anticipation of a price reevaluation.
So that can only be satisfied by a higher gold price, that demand. But it's going to be a gradual move initially, but at some point it could be a major move, a major evaluation, because to satisfy this demand and to make gold the reserve currency of the world, which I think will happen, that will require a major evaluation of gold and how many times gold will. And I hope won't be an overnight reset. You know, there are some people talking about that the U.S. will revalue their gold, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, or whatever it is. And that's a way of solving the U.S. debt problem.
As emphasized, the global return to gold is inevitable.
So if you lose confidence in U.S. government securities, for example, the U.S. dollar, you're not going to run to, German bonds or Japanese government bonds. That whole system is going to be severely impaired. In which case, you may have to go back to some kind of gold standard, gold-linked, gold-backed in some fashion. Not because you want to. There's no central bank in the world that wants to go to gold, but they may have to restore confidence. Now, If you do, if you say, okay, we have to get back to some kind of gold system to restore confidence, what would the price of gold have to be to make that system work?
Got Edo Farina, speaking of gold, a model presents gold pegged to XRP for institutional settlements. I don't see a way out for the new financial system rather than digital assets backed by tangible assets. John Deaton says 12 years ago, Elizabeth Warren promised Massachusetts voters she would go to Washington and hold the bankers and the banking industry accountable for the continuous illicit conduct. Recently, Jamie Dimon, CEO of the nation's largest bank, JP Morgan, testified, lied, before the Senate Banking Committee, of which Senator Warren is a member. And if you remember this, Senator Warren,
that Senator Warren planned to ask, along with suggested answers for the chairman of the SEC. The advisor also wrote, quote, "Let me know if you're okay with the questions as currently written." 2 days later, she sent a follow-up, quote, "Let me know if it's looking like the chair has any issue with the framing of the questions. Definitely don't want to put him in a tough spot," end quote. And it appears the chairman didn't have any issue with these questions because Senator Warren asked almost verbatim from the email. Check this out.
Chair Gensler, advocates say crypto markets are all about financial inclusion, but the people who are most economically vulnerable are the ones who are most likely to have to withdraw their money the fastest when the market drops. Does this sound like the path to financial inclusion to you?
the game's all rigged. Drain the swamp, free the standard. Get those jumpsuits and those gel cells ready. Another one from John Deaton here.
Working people just... Hey everybody, it's John Deaton. You know, did you know that 80% of all U.S. dollars have been printed in the last 3 years? In 2021, there was $4 trillion in circulation. Today, $19 trillion, which has caused incredible inflation and cost of living increases that have crushed the middle class and destroyed the poor. $11,000. That's what it takes. $11,000 more each year for people, working people, just to maintain the same level and quality of life that they had as little as 3 years ago. And Elizabeth Warren, she acts like everything's great. She's focusing on text messages. She's focusing on crypto. She's focusing on everything else except for the things that matter to Massachusetts voters. When I get to the Senate, things are going to change. I'm going to put working families first. Go to johndeatonforsenate.com and help me make that happen.
Crypto Eddie is John Deaton, pro crypto.
Senator Warren has made crypto an issue. I want everybody to think about this. I've called her the crypto candidate. When people ask me, am I pro-crypto? I say, no, I'm pro-freedom. The freedom to choose how you deem fit for your family and what to own.
We got one from Descent Wallace, this week's newly added tokens. We got some Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, XDC. We also got the Descent wallet currently on sale, single pack for $99, double pack $179, 50 plus supported blockchains, 3,000 plus coins and tokens, Bluetooth for mobile, hassle-free firmware update, ELA 5 plus certified, secure element chip. We got the OLED display and 4 buttons, biometric authentication, convenient and safe. Your best wallet for XRP, XDC, XLM, Flare, Songbird. Don't forget to check out BPM missions and use code XRP bags. You also get daily spins to win. Spin our daily wheel to win more bonus points. Did you know all you have to do to receive the live token is to go to our pinned tweet, connect to our mission platform, and complete them? Yes, it's really as easy as that, live on Solana. Complete missions and earn points. Live. Airdrop. Links down below. Subject views, Bitcoin is not digital gold. Jonathan Steinberg, founder and CEO of Wisdom Tree Investments. Bitcoin was a demo.
Why should Bitcoin settle so much better than other asset classes? Gold and Bitcoin are under the same commodity regime. Gold, tokenized, physically backed gold, travels as smoothly across the world as Bitcoin does. Still physically backed, so it does have an intermediary, but it is, there's no reason that it can't be as smooth. So I'm expecting that you're going to see a resurgent. You know, Wisdom Tree, we manage about 13 billion in gold. You sometimes hear Bitcoin being referred to as digital gold. No, there is digital gold. Bitcoin is different. Both have a role, and let Let the investor
Let the market
choose.
decide. Yeah, absolutely.
XRP, the real true digital gold. We got one for Mustache altcoins. Ethereum copies its chart structure from 2020 almost identically. Don't forget that ETH is the mother of all altcoins. We're not bullish enough. The strongest all season in years is in preparation. Dark Defender, staying below 52.86 increases the pressure on XRP towards the support area at 46.238 zone 1 dip. Daily close above 52.86 are still crucial for the major breakout point of 66.49. Considering the trend channels, our wave targets become prominent here as well. On the other hand, we have the vast cut formation too, the intersection of the cup and the channels clearly identifies the targets. It's almost as if we're experiencing a test between 2014 and 2017. Many left, many lost their temper, patience, etc. But in the end, the ones with XRP wins, the longer they take, the higher we climb. With that being said, Batman and bag ladies know what you hold, know what's coming, and know why. They want those XRP baggies back, and XRP, it always was. And let our Fred know that the greatest opportunity of multiple lifetimes is still at hand. But the train's left the station. Tick tock, tick tock. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Later glitches.
Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Gotta pump my bags up, pump it to the moon. Pump my bags up. XRP, pump it to the moon. Pump it up, pump my bags up, pump it up. Gotta pump my bags up, pump it up. Gotta pump my bags up, pump it up. XRP to the moon. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, gotta pump my